How do voters feel about Congress? Well, only 20% before the election thought they were doing a good job. Today, only 18% think they're doing a good job, which begs the question, who are these people? 535 members of Congress have an average of 4 family members, and I assign them each 10 friends. I figure that probably gets me to a national sample of 18%. But I mean, 74% said Congress is not doing their job. Here, to me, is the most troubling question. Do you think that the economy in the next 12 months will get better, worse, or stay the same? Before the election, 37% expected it to get better. Today, only 29% think it will get better. 20% in November thought it would get worse. Today, 30% think it will get worse. And if you are a sitting member of Congress, this particular statistic should truly trouble you. This one is from the Gallup organization that found that only 28% believe that most members of Congress deserve re-election. They've hit that number twice before. That is the low point. One was in the third quarter of 2010, and before that it was in 1993. So you have the recipe here for yet another change election. Here's the thing about change elections. You know, we call them anti-incumbent elections because incumbents lose. I mean, you know, they knocked off, Republicans knocked off 50 Democratic incumbents in the House of Representatives last time. But they're not really. It's almost a misnomer. It's an anti-incumbent election for incumbents of one party. We've never actually had an election where anti-incumbent meant incumbents of both parties. The closest we came was in 1992 when the House was sort of mired in scandal, the post office, the bank, and it was also the last cycle in which members could convert their campaign accounts to personal use. So you saw an unusually high number of retirements that cycle. But that's the last. What if change this time means a pox on both your houses? Where voters say, I'm fed up, I'm done, and just they pay less attention to party and much more attention to getting incumbents out of there and starting new ones. We think that what we see in the data, this is entirely possible. And we've never seen that or felt that way before. Having said that, it's early. There's a long way to go in this race, 16 months to be exact, but it's possible. But I think that this is where you come in. So if voters tried change by electing Democrats, and then they tried change electing Republicans, what constitutes change now? Well, maybe change has a little less to do with the color of their jerseys. Maybe change is about putting partisanship aside, stop thinking about the next election, a return to civility, paying less attention to ideologically based interest groups, which I think can be held responsible for really messing up debates about the debt ceiling. You know, and have a little respect for each other's opinions. You know, and I think this is no label's task, is to convince your friends, your coworkers, your family that it's time to stop thinking about the parties and start thinking about what's good for